As part of our evaluation for Sports England, we asked everyone involved, in their opinion, why they felt there was an under-representation of disabled people in coaching roles. And this is what they said.
There's a lot of reasons. One that I pick out is flexibility. You can't make coaches from different backgrounds, different disadvantaged communities unless you can be flexible. And one of the reasons we've been successful in the Devon Opportunity Clubs is that we don't set any boundaries. We make it as flexible as possible for people to be able to access it at different times, in different places. And if we can do that more, we'll get more inclusive groups to become coaches.
And how do you think this could be changed?
Well, you've got to build the flexibility in. I think we've got to make it more accessible, the courses, and we've started that. I think we've got to change our perception of coaching and think about who the coaches are. We've got to make people believe that they can do it and that there are no barriers, and we've got to nationally convince people that they've got to just make it as easy as possible. If we can do all of those things, then more people will be attracted to become coaches.
I think at every step and at every turn, their access isn't equal. So whether that's about getting the information that something's happening, because the information is often in writing and many of the people that are part of the Turn to Us project don't read, or it comes on the computer and many of them don't access a computer, and therefore they have to rely on somebody else giving it to them, and for all kinds of reasons other people might decide not to give it to them, and often that's about other people not imagining that A, they're invited, and B, they're capable. And then when you look at the training opportunities, training courses are often word heavy, are often very intense, and again there's an assumption that people with a learning disability label or autism label won't be there. The courses are not made accessible to them.
Okay, so how do you think we can change this?
I think that the project we've just done demonstrates just how simply you can change all of that. I think it starts from an understanding of what people's lives are like. I think because of the underrepresentation of people with learning disability labels or autism labels in sport, the sports industry doesn't have a good understanding of what their lives are like and what kind of support they need. And so they need to engage with people themselves, because they're the experts. The expert in what it's like to have a learning disability label is the person who wears it, and the organisations that are led by those people to get a greater understanding of what's necessary to create access. In terms of the practical things we did, we used our small talk approach to make sure that communication right through the process was accessible to people who didn't read. Our work with the trainers was to look at how you make training flexible, and how you focus on outcomes, not on process. As long as the learning outcomes are achieved, then it's absolutely possible to change the process of the training day. The trainers we work with, we were really lucky with them, really positive and engaged with us as experts. They know some stuff, we know other stuff. Between us we worked it out, and because of that what we got was a great result, and I think that what we demonstrated was just how possible it is. And also that when you make it possible, are there a population of people with learning disability and autism labels who want to be involved in sport, who aspire to become coaches? Yes. It's just that at the moment they don't know they're invited.
Because people don't understand learning disability, therefore they're not going to be prepared for people with disabilities to come into training for coaching. If they're not given the training, they can't be coaches. People need to understand, yet there isn't an understanding out there.
And how do you think this could be changed?
The courses need to be accessible. So for someone who has difficulty reading, make it an easy read documentation. Make the course simpler so that people can understand it better. Also, work with people with disabilities. A lot of people who have got a disability are willing to talk and help you to understand. But if you're not willing to go halfway, how can they go halfway with you?
Ben, haven't been given a chance.
You've never been given a chance?
No, Ben.
Okay. And how do you think this could be changed?
Give it a go
Give it a go?
and see what it's like. I might like it.
You'd
I
like to be
might
given the
not.
chance to be given a go.
Yes, Ben.
Okay. How else do you think this could be changed?
More access into the community.
More access into the community?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there's a few reasons. One, that coaching qualifications and coaching skills aren't accessible to everyone. So that could be because of the way the information is presented and how it's delivered, or it could be kind of linking to my other thing when I think about it, about how disabled people are valued and what's expected of disabled people. So there's no reason why someone with a disability label or autism label can't coach sport in an environment that's accessible and in a way that's accessible. So I think, yeah, it's environmental and it's about how people perceive other people.
And how do you think this could be changed then?
I think it could be changed by making qualifications more accessible, and when creating those qualifications and training courses, involving disabled people in their creation. So who knows what disables them better than a disabled person? I think, yeah, being in the development process as well as actually being part of getting the qualification and, yeah, piloting and testing things, yeah, should be a group effort, not just someone decides for everyone. And especially because that person who might be deciding doesn't necessarily have a clue. They're not experts in that.
I think that disabled people on a large basis will not be taken as seriously in an authority role.
It's opportunity for disabled people and belief that society understand people can do it and give them a chance to do it. We already know, don't we, from our own experience, that actually given the opportunity, people can achieve amazing things. So it's about making that opportunity accessible for everybody, not just, a small group of people. A lot can be achieved with creative and ambitious thoughts, and for everybody believing that they can achieve something together.
I think that lots of people aren't given the opportunity to try it, basically. I think there isn't enough out there for people to go, yeah, I'll try that, and people aren't given the opportunity.
And how do you think this could be changed?
I think that it could be changed with maybe more advertisement for it, maybe people going to visit companies that work with people with disabilities. I think that people need to know that it's not just a certain type of person that can do a certain role. I think there's so much that a variety of different people can do. They just need to be told that they can do it.
In my opinion, I think it comes down to a few things. One is the unknown for people. People's lack of experience of dealing with anybody with a label or being around people with a label or a difference. They may not feel comfortable, which obviously that's an easy way of changing that, is to raise the awareness. We also, in my experience, it's how inaccessible getting onto a course simply is sometimes. Asking for course content early so you can go through it, not receiving it until a week before the course. The whole admin process of booking onto a course isn't accessible for someone who may not read or write. It's all done on a computer, and again, some people may not even have access to a computer, so that's I feel, a lot can be changed. We change this by working with organisations, running awareness workshops, running training, getting the guys that with the labels to look through the course content, make it accessible, make any changes, because again, in my experience, anybody can pass these courses. It's just the process of actually going about taking the course. If it's made more practical, it's made more accessible by making things with less wording and more pictures, there's no reason why anybody can't pass the course. And again, that comes down to awareness. So I feel kind of running a big circle.
Because people don't know that we have a disability, and I think that's wrong. People should know if we have a disability or not. People should know the relevant information that we have. People should know if we've been police checked or not. People should know that you should never judge a person who has a disability. Number or not, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that a person who has a disability has a skill to coach. And I think that's an important thing.
And how do you think this could be changed?
By getting courses that are accessible,
Yeah?
not just to us, but to other people as well.
If someone has the right support, then they probably achieve what they want to do if it was in this kind of situation.